In a story you'll see only on Fox, Clemson's championship football team won't soon be forgotten. A finish that played out really like something out of a movie. Hunter Renfro's one of the heroes for Clemson fans, and he helped give the Tigers the storybook ending they've waited for since the 1981 season.
Aaron Cheslock joins us live in the studio. And Aaron, you caught up with Renfro, whose life has changed quite a bit since the championship-winning catch in January.
Yeah, Cody, without question, as the Tigers get back on the field tomorrow to start spring practice for the 2017 season, Renfro's now one of the leaders in orange and white. With 4 touchdowns in 2 title games, no one's overlooking number 13 this year. He etched his name in college football lore. An unforgettable moment when Hunter Renfro became Clemson's Dreamcatcher.
It's definitely surreal. It's something that I feel like I've dreamed about my whole life. I mean, what kid doesn't dream about catching the game-winning touchdown in the national championship? I remember it happening so fast. I remember lining up when we got the play call.
Dreams do come true, even for the undersized underdog.
About the 2-yard line, that's a good place for it.
Hunter Renfro.
All right, let's take it back to spring practice. Let's take it back to fall camp. We've run this route a million times.
A walk-on wide receiver to a college football legend. It's what Hunter Renfro always wanted, but the long shot faced some long odds to get there. A Myrtle Beach native, Renfro's been a Clemson fan all his life.
I mean, that was my dream, to get a scholarship to play here.
But the scholarship didn't come right away. The youthful workaholic, weighing a whopping 155 pounds, with new motivation to prove himself as more than a walk-on to Clemson coaches.
Hunter's a guy that's earned everything that he's gotten, and it's very refreshing to be able to see a guy like him have the success that he's had because he's earned it.
Co-offensive coordinator Jeff Scott heard about Renfro a year before he even met him. Coaches around the Myrtle Beach area couldn't stop raving. His first year at Clemson, redshirted, meaning he wouldn't play all year. Undeterred, Renfro started burning the Tigers' top defenders in practice, guys who now play on Sundays.
The Mackenzie Alexanders and J. Ron Curse, you know, he was beating these guys in one-on-one drill, and all of the teammates were watching it. And so he really kind of earned his reps before he could ever earn an opportunity to play in a game.
The perseverance paid off. Renfro eventually snagged a scholarship and started to see real game action his second year at Clemson.
We had Mike and then Artavis and then Jordan Leggett and Wayne Gallman and Deshaun, and I'm sitting there in the huddle like, I mean, do I belong here? Like, what have I got myself into? And so that was kind of a surreal moment for me.
You know, he looks more like one of our student trainers than a football player. And, you know, if you lined up all of our student trainers in a line, you know, you couldn't pick Hunter out of the group.
The pass catcher caught on quickly. In 2016, when the Tigers got to their first national championship in over 2 decades, Hunter Renfro torched Alabama's top-notch defense with 2 touchdowns. 1 year later, a rematch with the Tide. One last play to win the title. Scott's tasked with figuring out which wide receiver to bet Clemson's championship hopes on.
In desperate times, think players, not plays. You know, I've got 10 or 11 guys in that room that physically look better than him, that you would probably say, oh, he's a better wide receiver than this guy. But when he gets on the field, you know, he plays to another level.
Scott draws up the play. Quarterback Deshaun Watson sends a message to his teammates.
Let's be legendary. I remember that. So I get lined up, and I'm thinking, all right, I've done this before. We've done this a lot of times.
The ball snapped.
All right, so rolling right. Wow, I'm glad when he hit me, I didn't drop it. He put his helmet right on there. I mean, it just makes me so happy just seeing everyone's reaction.
Even for a lifelong Tigers fan, Renfro couldn't fathom the fallout.
You know so many people are counting on you. You know so many people are affected by how you play, but you'll never really understand the magnitude of it, I guess.
Number 13, Hunter.
Life for the redshirt juniors a little different now.
A lot more autographs, a lot more speaking requests. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything. I definitely wouldn't go back and drop it. I can promise you that.
Nowadays, when Scott goes recruiting,
every high school coach has the next Hunter Renfrow now that we go out. And, what I like to tell them is, Hunter Renfrow is 1 out of 1,000, and I'm not trying to go through the other 999 to find the next one.
Hard to find a guy like Hunter Renfrow. Unassuming and everyday Joe, number 13 wouldn't have it any other way, and hopes his path to success inspires a new crop of overachievers to keep grinding, even if you're the low man on the totem pole.
Just always believe, and never let anybody tell you can't do it.
Every kid who loves the game dreams about catching the game winner in a championship.
I don't think there's any greater picture for the message that we want to send at Clemson, to have a 5-star quarterback throw the game-winning touchdown to a walk-on receiver.
Great football players come in all shapes and sizes. The lifelong Clemson fan turns a football fantasy to reality. The hands of a walk-on help mold college football history.
Dreams do come true, even if you have to wait a little bit.
Now, Renfro's anything but complacent. He says he wants the new class of Tigers to experience the same thing he did. Now, soon after the win, he got a dog, appropriately named it Deuce. 2 straight title games with 2 touchdown catches, the last one from the 2-yard line, which clinched Clemson's 2nd national championship. More from Renfro coming up in sports. We're back after this.